Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
Happy Hap Year, said Tamzanaki.
It is a happy year.
Happy Fuck Shed Store year.
A happy fuck shed store to all of you.
Good eve, said Reese.
Reese is here, that's nice.
Nova's here. Duncan's here. Scrolling is stuck. Jez has stinky shoes and Alec drinks milk that's on the turn.
That is nap.
That's
Atomic Yin.
interesting. Oh,
Did we go into Atomic Yin?
we did.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, Atomic Yin.
One of us raided Atomic Yin. I can't remember who.
I think it was you.
Probably me.
It was. What a great name, though.
But you are very welcome. Thank you for joining
you're here.
us.
Have you watched this before? I know that you're not getting the best experience right now, but trust me.
When it worked, it's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Duff's here. Karis is here. Welsh Nana's here.
Twitch is the arsehole. Twitches get stitches. Oh, dear.
So, I don't know.
Jeremy, I've just got so much energy, man. I've just so much energy for this year.
You did have so much energy.
I've still got it.
And then I ruined it by breaking everything. But there we go.
Hey, no. Do you know what?
In case, there is anybody not watching.
Yes.
Welcome to Don't Get Me Started.
Yes.
This is the very ranty, especially today, banty podcast in which we rant and bant. I guess I covered it there. With the tagline.
You did it very well, actually. In fact, you got very annoyed just a few minutes ago when you were kind of like pissed off with everything. It really typified and encapsulated what we were about on Don't Get Me Started.
Yeah, I did a good kind of like rage scream. Maybe
it
I
was
should
good.
Overlay that with your one in the opening.
Like a harmonised rage scream. So yeah, we're here. If you've never been here before, we have various segments of rantiness talking about what's up, what's down, what's hap, what's nap, things we want to chuck in the sea, who's an arsehole, and at all times we're encouraging you to vent, to let us know what's fucking you off and what you're happy about. We're not even a week into the new year.
We're not. It feels like we've been here a long time, but it's only the 6th of January.
Jeremy, I was categorically assured that COVID would be gone.
Yes, I know. I had got the impression from people on the internet.
Yeah, the internet.
And if it's on the internet, then it has to be
must
true.
Be true, yeah.
In the immortal words of Shawn Michaels. That we would hit zeros.
Yeah, zeros.
On New Year's Eve over into New Year's Day. And all of a sudden, COVID's gone.
Out like a light.
But here we are.
After a massive wank.
Lockdown number 3. Which is actually lockdown number 2 because we didn't do it properly in November. That was a pretend lockdown.
1.5.
But it's fine because we're a support bubble, so we can not give a fuck about it.
Well, we just don't give a fuck, effectively. But yeah, there's a lot happening. Duncan is right. It's fine. COVID is nothing. There's literally an attempted coup happening in the States.
Yeah, it is.
The fuck is going on? The world is collapsing around our ears. It's never been truer. Season 2 of COVID is kicked off with a bang. Coincided with the B plot of COVID was Trump, which was the A plot. Before that, they swapped round. But he's still managing to make the headlines.
Yeah, I mean, he was always a big player in season 1 of COVID as well.
He was a good. And what the best thing about season 1 of COVID, at the end of season 1 of COVID, was that the election, where it was a really close, hard-fought election, but he pulled ahead, and we were all like, "Oh shit, we're fucked." Yeah. But then, there's a 2-part episode. Biden came back.
It was more than 2 parts, mate. That was a long ass week. That was.
I was sitting there.
That was like a mini-series within season 1.
I was like, CNN, refreshing. I know all the guys in CNN. I followed them all on Twitter now as well.
Hey, it's live again, says Rooster.
What?
Yeah, barely.
And then suddenly, they had 4 states they needed to do. They called it for Biden, and that should have been the end. But it wasn't the end, and it's still not the end.
No, they're trying to confirm him today, and that is what is causing all the...
Oh, we knew this would happen! So,
nonsense.
Yes.
Christ on several bikes.
You thought we were going back to normal. We thought, people said this podcast, there'll be nothing left to rant about. our critics said. They were wrong, Jeremy.
They were wrong.
They were wrong.
They were also figments of our imagination. Nobody,
what are you talking about?
Nobody criticises this podcast.
It was death threats, if I'm honest. It was death threats. People said, stop doing, don't get me started, or we'll kill you. And we were like, whatever. Fan mail's fan mail, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck off, COVID.
Yeah.
How have you learned to write now? That's bullshit.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Season 2 of COVID has 2 new bad guys, the UK and South Africa.
I mean, in season 2, there's normally a nuclear threat, isn't there? On every even season, there's a nuclear threat.
If we follow the pattern of 24,
yes,
then season 3 will be a more extreme kind of biohazard threat.
Oh man, that fucking freaked me out.
Yeah.
You have critics. Who are these idiots? I know
the CEO of Shed Store.
Yeah. Tweeted at Jeremy.
The CEO of Just Eat. Who else have I?
The CEO of British Gas.
The producers of Strictly Come Dancing, which I put in the sea.
Oh man, I can't believe you did. It's on the tip of my tongue what you fucking wanted to put in the sea, because you were saying something about someone else. Wait. Have you remembered? Yes.
Right then, that'll be hilarious. You can tell me what I am putting in the sea when we get to it.
I don't even know what I'm putting in the sea. I've got to write it down because otherwise I'm gonna. I've got to write it down because
He's got to write it down.
I've got to write it down. I know what it is.
Cutting edge.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Okay, cool. I can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing. Because I can't. Like, Alex was with me on either Saturday or Sunday night watching the football.
Yeah.
It must have been Sunday night because it was week 17. Anyway, and I was like, oh my God, that really fucks me off.
You'll remember it.
Remind me on Wednesday to put it in the sea. And he was like, right, I won't remember, but
you will.
I will try and remember.
Karis, if you remember what it is, don't say it in the chat. But I know what it is. Yeah. You're going to remember it.
You could message it to me. I'm not going to remember it.
You will.
No, it's not going to happen. Like, my short-term memory is notorious
for
being fucking trash. It is utter bullshit, my short-term memory.
There are plenty more fans to get hit by the shit. Strap in. The people who did your dildo box. Oh, man. I mean...
Maybe if I turn the cooling up. Let's go uber cooling. Are you hot? Yeah, you are a bit hot. Yeah, you are fucking hot. That's the problem. You are really fucking hot.
You're very kind to say.
Okay.
Shall we?
We've got to the bottom of the problem. Shall we push a button and break the stream even further? Let's fucking break everything.
Let's kick off with our opening segment that we like to open with, called "This Is Happening."
In a world filled with haps and naps, 2 men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
Amazing.
Normally we have an audio output ourselves, but it's
we can't spring for that.
Fucked. It was like, is it working? Yeah, it's working. There's a waveform. It's all good. Anyway, this is happening.
This is like season 2 of Don't Get Me Started as well, because season 1 was very much last year.
Yes.
Long seasons.
I would definitely class this as season 2. Yeah, it's nice. Episode 31.
Yes.
Don't Get Me Started.
Episode 31,
which is not as neat a number as 30, but we did that. That's how numbers work.
Yeah, you have to follow them.
The segment that we like to call "This Is Happening," for those who are new to the stream, is where we declare things hap or nap, things that have happened in our weekly lives, things that crop up.
Yep.
What's hap for us? What's happening? What's nap for us?
What's bad? Shit. And we encourage you to play along at home and ultimately in the chat to tell us what you think is what's haps. So let's do the haps.
Let's do the haps.
So let's think about what's good for us. Now, I mean, shall I go?
Yeah, you probably should go. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's hap. Your happy face when you look up at the blank.
All of the haps I've got written on the show notes up there.
I want to let you see through the looking glass here, but we write down our show notes on the wall. And
well, normally we write down our show notes on the wall, but with 48 seconds to go on the original countdown, Alex was like, "You're going to write on the board?" I was like, "Oh, guess I'm not." No. Yeah.
Before I get into it, Duff Valley, hap, new guitar arrived, nap, freezing weather. We'll get to the nap, but yeah, new guitar. I saw your new guitar that arrived. The kind of sunburst Les Paul. Was it the Gibson Les Paul? That kind of the classic look. when I a couple of weeks ago when I was doing Stardew, when we found out who original Sarcasmo Man was.
Yes. When you found out.
When I found out, you
I
still don't know. Well, original Sarcasmo Man
is
no. Original Sarcasmo Man, I used to be in a band with him, and we did a gig together, and I played the same guitar. Well, not the same exact guitar that that Duff has received, but the same style. So I'm a big fan of that guitar. So I'm quite jealous because it wasn't mine. It was original Sarcasmo Man's. But yes, so you should be happy because that fucking guitar is awesome. What do you think? You okay? You're thinking? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the thing closer to the thing.
Do the Haps sounds like a 1950s song they play at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. And that's where they kiss! So the Hap thing for me, right, is it's a new year. It's 2021. Hello, McFly! I have got myself a new journal.
Whee!
Yeah, look at this. I can see if I can get it without kind of like the light kind of coruscating off it, but there you go. It's called the Legend Planner. There you go. I'll see if I can get that in there. Look at that. Beautiful gold inlay.
Never going to get this right. There you go.
There you go. Oh my god. And the thing about this is a lovely goals planner, and it's beautiful, and it's all blank where I haven't actually set my goals. But what's nice about this is that you can put in your kind of, you've got a space for all your months, and a space for your kind of week bits. Where's my week bits? Oh, there goes a week. Hey, look. You can put your weeks down it, and your trackers, and all your goals and shit like this, and it's amazing. So I'm very happy at the moment.
Always be planning.
Always be planning. Jealous? You should be jealous. This thing is £20. The Legend Planner.
Christ! You spent £20 on an empty book?
But it will be full. Think of that.
Yeah,
and that's free. Doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
So I kind of bamboozled you with nonsense.
You can't come back to what is already bullshit. Like, £20 on an empty
No
book?
one's going to agree with you. Do you mean you say you got me a belated Christmas present? I'll buy you one.
Holy shit, mate, that's an expensive ass book. Right? Right?
Do you know what? What I think...
Welcome, by the way, Future Wolfington.
Good to have you
he
here.
could do with a funny right now, so we'll try. Shit is fucking off right now.
It's so mental. We're going to get to all that shit. And that response is why I don't have one. By the way...
Hey, Jeremy, can I buy this?
This is...
I mean, what is it? It's an empty book. How much is it?
You write in
Money.
it.
Right. No, you can't. Not that I control her money
There are
in
different
any way.
people, different agreements. You can... What I had for last year's one, I had a bullet journal, which Keris also does, which is completely...
even
blank.
emptier book.
Even emptier book.
Yeah.
What I discovered with the even emptier book is that with less direction, and you can literally do whatever you want, you end up not doing anything. So this one allows you to have...
Hey, I can not do anything for free. How about that?
So essentially, it gives you things to steer you in that right direction. What it effectively does, it starts you off with your goals for the year, breaks them down into 3-month goals, and then breaks those goals down across the year so you kind of stay on track with what you're trying to do. And because we've got a lot of shit to do, I bought this. Now, when you look at stuff online, there are various versions of this. Everyone's making them, there's loads, and everyone's researching them. And just for the point of view of the fact that this cost me £20, right, I found one which was £50, and I found another one was like £48, and I was like, I can see how they'd be useful, but my brain just went, £50 is too much, £20 is much, £15, £20, that's what I'll spend on it. I think that's a reasonable amount of money for it, personally. And what I'll also say is this was actually a present from my boss, because she gave me a little Christmas bonus.
Right, but just to be wholly clear...
Yes?
How many bottles of wine is this empty book?
Well, it's 1 bottle of Chateau Neuf de Pape.
It certainly is Neuf de Pape, yeah.
We don't script this, by the way, everybody. If you haven't been here before, this is all improvised. Yes, or 2 bottles of £10 wine, or 4 bottles of £5 wine. So there's options.
Or 5 bottles of mulled wine.
Right. So, by the way, just while I'm talking about this, because I think there's still kind of stuff. It says awareness and self-discovery. What brings me joy and good feelings in life? See, and you can. What would I do if money wasn't an issue? And then you fill it out, and it kind of steers you.
And then you burn it, because it is an issue.
Here's the best bit, right? And it gives you a little thing. I'll tell you about this product. Yes. It tells you about how to fill it out. It's got some little options on here. And the thing on here, it says, my dreams. Write down 50 dreams that you have. 50 dreams. I know! 50 50 dreams, and the person
Chateau
Neuf de Hap. Oh my god! The writers are back from their holiday. Chateau Neuf de Hap. I tell you what, Chateau Neuf de Pap makes me Chateau Neuf de Hap. I'll tell you that. Put your money away. Right, yeah. So dream. So they give you a little example, and the fake person has written in some of their 50 dreams. Buy a house is number 1. Get married. Number 3 is raise 3 kids.
3?
I know, that's what it says.
3?
The options. One of these things here says, take a trip to Venice, Italy. Learn Japanese. Visit Japan. Visit South America. Swim with dolphins.
So they've really gone all in on this if money is not an option. Haven't they?
It's very small. Speak at events. Attend a TED Talk in person. So you're meant to write down your 50 things.
This is like a 2019 planner, isn't it? This is not a 2021 planner. Speak at events. Go to places. Leave your house.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm happy about it. I'm glad I've got it. I'm going to do my 50 things. I'm going to write my... If
you can think of 50 things that you want to do, you have my kudos, because that's a lot of thinking.
I know.
50.
Might get to 17.
50 dreams. 17. That's a very specific.
I only have 3 of those dreams. So if you... Anyway, that's what makes me happy. That's what made me happy. It's beautiful. I like stationery. I like nice things. It's really well organised. Work to-do list, habit tracker. You can track anything in this on a weekly basis. You know, how many times, whatever you do, anything at all. Anyway, so that's what made me happy. All for the low price of £20. You can't put a price on happiness. Apparently, it is £20 though. So, have you thought any hap things since I've been blathering on about my legend journal?
No, to be honest, like when I coming into this, I only really had naps. And that's not.
We can get to
not
that.
to say that my life is shit or anything. It's to say that it's been Christmas. Christmas was hap.
Christmas was hap.
That was all good in the end. But then since Christmas, I haven't really done anything.
Well, this is why. Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, this is why you need to get yourself one of these so you can.
Mate, I don't need to spend 20 quid to be told I can't fucking leave the house and do things.
Listen, at some point we'll look. You can do my most important life goals, and you put a little map like this on it, and you can write and you can colour it in. Oh, and by the way, there are in the back in the little fold-out bit some stickers. Look at this, stickers. I'm going to show them the stickers. Look, see, you put these little stickers. Into it. Actually, there's another bit there. Okay.
Look like a convinced face.
I'm going to put it near you so you can still have your convinced face there. Look at that. Stickers! Meet, appointment, go out, crucial. Money, hustle. That's great. Do you know, I feel like a high school girl. You know?
You sound like a high school girl.
I know, that's so sexy. So if you want to roleplay with me, that could be fun. So
don't even try and do frickin' chat commands, Karis. You'll break everything.
Stickers. Karis digs it. Karis digs it the most. She loves it. I mean, I think she's my target audience for this.
I think it should be. Did anybody else appreciate the
legend planner,
the empty book with some stickers?
Does anybody else
or is it just Alex and Karis?
Is it just me and Karis? Tell me I'm not alone. Tamsnaki. Don't make me.
No, thanks, Duff.
Yeah. Duff, you went. Duff, I have to say, you wouldn't. Oh my god. Tamsnaki's not even.
I'm out.
Oh shut.
Hang on. Hang on. Are we actually in a moment where people are more on my side than yours?
How is that the case?
Because if that's the case, I found my hat for the day. This never happens. Normally we walk into a room and Alex is like blah 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 blah. This blah blah blah. And I'm like, yes, Alex, exactly. A lap on every single word you have. And I'm like, they're like, why are you engaging with this bullshit? It's fucking nonsense. And he's like, yes, more Alex, stroke you, Alex. But now,
that's how life should be.
Now are we finally?
It was the journal that did it.
The journal broke the internet.
Yeah, it did. That's probably what the problem with all of this. They saw the journal from across there and they're like, let's not broadcast today. I can't believe Tamsnaki's not. Tamsinaki strikes me as someone that would like a
Clearly
journal.
a woman of culture. She likes her books with things in them.
Well, she lives in Greece, so there's probably quite a lot of that sort of stuff around.
The birthplace of books, perhaps?
The book place. Who knows?
I don't know.
There's probably a lot of that sort of stuff. Anyway, so you found your hat.
I found my hat.
Let's plough straight into the naps.
Just going to quickly do the hap in the chat.
Do it.
Welsh Nana says, hap, Grambo's Hunter's Chicken. And yes, I can concur.
Right.
You know what Hunter's Chicken is?
No, but I mean, I've seen it come up on like when we go to somewhere like
menus and
yeah,
things.
menus. Yeah, I've seen it on a menu.
Yeah,
I
so
presume it's
essentially it's chicken wrapped in bacon
Yes.
with some kind of sauce. You can usually choose your own sauce, but it's mostly a barbecue-y type.
Yes.
derivative. And cheese. Who doesn't like cheese?
Oh, I like all of that. I like all of that.
So, yeah, Hunter's Chicken was hap. But yeah,
Look at this. I think the chat may be on Alex's side if one of his dreams was to ride a horse with a torch in one hand and wine in the other. Do you know what? That might have to
you
happen.
can turn them around right now. You went and got a pen. If you write that in there, number 1.
And not on that pen. No, I've got a nicer pen for that. I will write it.
Fuck me.
I've got a beautiful pen. I was going to bring the pens in. They're really nice. You've got to have nice pens for your nice stationery.
Don't tell Karis that. She doesn't need enabling.
She knows this.
I know, but she doesn't need.
She
people
knows all
agreeing.
of this. Oh my goodness. Right. Naps. So, I'll tell you what's nap, Jeremy. I mean, it's a miserable fucking blue January. Drizzly as shit.
Yeah.
I've got a headache and I haven't eaten. Do you know what? I'm surprised I maintained that energy for so long. Especially in the face of everyone hating on my fucking journal. Which I've never shown you pricks. Fuck yourselves. You don't deserve it.
It's funny because normally we kind of have this conversation at this time of year, and it's like, oh, fucking rain, fucking weather. And I'm like, it's like this kind of dark, dreary rain stuff.
I love it when we read things at the same time.
Future Wolfich says, I don't hate the journal, I hate you.
Oh, man.
Winning. As I was saying, normally at this time of year, I'm telling you how like seasonally affected I am, and that the dark's really like pissing me off and getting me down.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, I love the rain and the cold. I just wear my nice coat and blah blah blah. And I'm like, cheers, Alex. Thanks for that.
I do say that. That sounds like me.
But now the tables have turned.
Yes. And now I'm the one going, oh, I can't go out and it's dark and I can't even get a coffee and I can't even wear my sexy coat and my sexy scarf. You know, can't even like walk around like some sort of brooding bohemian hoping women, you know, fall for me and want to talk about Shakespeare. I can't do any of that, Jeremy.
No.
It's a very hate-worthy thing to say, Alex. Well, you know, it's what it's about, man. I like to bring in the hate in the hap section. So yeah, it's true. It is pretty horrible outside, but you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, as will be
even
chanted in my.
disappointed that we didn't get any snow. I feel like this comes around every year, where it's like pricks up north, like, oh, it's snowing, yay!
And we didn't even
I
get
hate
any
the
snow.
And like fuck you, send it down here. Then.
Sometimes in February. Sometimes you get a bit in February.
We do get a bit in February sometimes. We haven't done for.
And then people say, oh, it comes from Siberia. The Siberian snow comes across. I'm like, what are you, a fucking weatherman? Shut the fuck up. It's snow. Jesus. And well, the snow comes across the North Sea. And I'm like, I'll send you in the fucking North Sea in a minute. Haterade with extra electrolytes. You're on fire tonight, man. I'm loving it. I'm glad you're here as well.
So, actually, I did have a hap, but it's also kind of nap at the same time.
Wow, that's the worst kind of hap.
Nap. The Packers beat the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Hap.
Hap.
Didn't matter. Got into the playoffs anyway by default.
That's true.
Nap. We actually have to play in the playoffs, which is going to cause some issue.
Yes, what? Because you might lose.
Because we will definitely lose
to the Saints.
Against
the Saints are good.
Whom have been scheduled on Sunday rather than Saturday, so that they can have their players back from COVID, which is proper nap, to be frank.
Hap for me from earlier. Obviously, the Bucks made it into the playoffs. I'm very happy. And by the way, right, the Bucks UK fan club, of which I am a member.
Are you, or is it lapsed? It's been over a year now.
Lap or nap. By the way, I was about to say, strange that you should remember that, is that I think it has lapsed but they still sent it to me anyway. I think that they need all the fucking fans they can get. They're like, this guy's lapsed. We need this guy.
But it's only 57p for a stamp. Let's just
send this shit out. Well, actually, it wasn't even that. They just sent me an email. Oh. And what happens is, because we're in the playoffs, the Bucks, the United Kingdom Bucks fan club,
Camarada Wizardo.
Hello.
Good evening.
The Bucks fan club wants us all to dress up in our Bucks gear and do like a 10-second kind of promo, hey, go Bucks kind of thing. Yeah, Bucks fucking amazing, can't wait! Like
actually win.
And then send that video along with all the other videos get sent as well to their WhatsApp group, and then we package it up and send it across to the Bucks, which is really kind of cool. So I'm gonna wear my Mike Evans old style, you know what I mean?
Last year's
jersey, and say, yeah, go Bucks. If you've got any suggestions for what I might say other than just a lame go Bucks, feel free. But that is what I'm in the right. So Nat, fuck the Eagles, and hello to Carmen. Calling marker 78. Have you seen what it googling on?
What is going on with the White House?
What? No, what's googling on?
I mean, I'd seen it an hour ago.
Should we talk about this now because it is Nap, but it's also kind of hilarious. So it is Hap.
It's like we can't even get the nice thing without some bullshit getting in the way, can we?
Someone had to spoil it. Someone
is always fucking Donald Trump.
Someone had to make a lovely birthday cake and then roll it in crushed nuts around the outside. Why the fuck would you do that? It's my fucking birthday. I told you I didn't like nuts. I was fucking 9 years old. Jesus. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I'm just saying, someone had to roll that fucking inauguration in nuts. Fuck that shit. You guys forgot mine. Oh no. Was it? It was your streaming. Your Hap was game streaming.
Was it?
I'm pretty certain it was.
If it comes at a period of busy.
Sometimes
because the chat is not playing ball right now.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, Ashley.
Nothing is playing ball. But say it again. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. I mean,
what is this is a coup, right? The likes of which the infraction where he calls the Secretary of State for Georgia. What's his name? Raffenberg? I can't remember the guy's name. He calls him up and says, listen, we need 11,780 votes. Can you get that for me? Come on, be a pal here. Be my guy. Get me those votes. He doesn't say, look into the votes and make it right.
Yeah, make sure everything was legit and that I haven't been screwed in any way.
He says, I need this amount plus one to win. Find me those fucking votes. And the guy records it. It gets recorded because that's what happens in the world now. And I'm like, Jesus, this is like the greatest thing. Like, even Watergate, they tried to hide it. This guy's not even trying anymore.
No. And you can bet your ass that January the 21st, this guy is getting a fucking summons immediately.
Yeah. Womp.
Like, you have broken the law on so many occasions. Here is the very full book that costs more than £20 of all of your transgressions. NAP IDE, which I assume is incendiary device.
It's a bomb, isn't it? Like a kind of a landmine.
Like a bomb, yeah. Found on the grounds of the US Capitol.
Fucking hell!
Bike.
Jesus. Yes. What's happening, Calm Rider, is that, like I said, as I was just saying, Trump rings up to try and fraudulently he strong arms the guy from the Secretary of State or whatever it is from Georgia and his lawyer to say, all this thing's wrong. I just need you to find me these votes. Could you please just
improvised explosive device there.
Right, commit some fraud to get me the votes I need. That America wants it. I want it really. And then he says at one point, I won every state in the call. He goes, I won every state. So, and I'm like, mate, if you won every state, then you'd have all the electoral college votes. We wouldn't be. And I think even if you did have Georgia, you still don't win. So what's your fuck? Oh my god! So the whole thing's. I don't know.
But that's not even the thing.
That's not even the thing
kicked off today.
No, that's not even the thing that's kicked off today.
Kicked off today is they're trying to confirm Biden as the president so that they can, inaugurate him in 14 days or whatever. And people have, at Trump's behest, because of the press conference or whatever that he did on the grounds of the White House, have stormed the US Capitol and tried to fuck that up, basically. And they've done things that haven't really happened in the US or anywhere in the world since, I don't know, 1800s.
This must be amazing for people who are American.
It must be amazing for historians to be just fucking.
We are living in this.
Got to get all this fucking down, man. No one's going to believe this shit.
No
come
one's gonna
2097 or whatever.
Exactly. Do you know what? You think back to biblical times, and there's 4 gospel writers, and they're writing this shit down. In Venice, they write that shit down like somewhere between 30 and 50 years after it happens, regardless of what you might think of that. But they're like, no one is going to believe this guy turned water into wine. We got to get this shit down. So they got it down. Everyone's like, I think this didn't happen, right? No one's going to believe it. Incidentally, calling Marcus78 wants to redeem your points because he redeemed a Slurpee.
Ah, well,
it's a game streams only.
You will note that a lot of the points are game streams only.
Yes,
but
sorry.
being as that is only lifting the drink to my face,
We can slurp
we can do that one. But do note that a lot of the redemptions have game streams only written in them.
Yes, this is unfortunately not a game stream.
This is not a game.
But
we ain't playing yet.
We're not trying to kind of like screw you out of your points.
No.
There'll be more.
I took a drink. It's all right.
We did. We both slurped.
Don't be sorry. It's an education moment.
No, it's okay. We're glad you're joining in. We're glad you're here. I'm so sorry.
The phone call we heard just made me think, how many other times has this happened and we haven't heard the phone call?
I know!
Yeah. To his own people, like, the people that have been in his pocket for the entire 4 years. Like, we don't hear the bullshit he says to them. But the only good thing about all of this is that the people who have been close to him all this time are now fucking done. Even Mitch McConnell, like, the shittiest of shit cunts, in Trump's pocket so far that he is the pocket, is like, no, we're not going to fuck around with this anymore because that will actually destroy this republic, and even I'm not that fucking evil and dipshit. So
I mean, at the time, this is never really meant to be a political big thing.
No, we don't do politics.
It's such a big
I think this
thing.
is an event.
This is a massive event.
We can't get past, really.
When Biden won, in November, when it was all called, and those days that followed that sort of shit, and Trump was tweeting out all this stuff about how all this fraud, and every single one of the election bases, where they're counting the votes, were like, this isn't true. We've got independents. We've got people from both sides of the aisle, as it were. Everyone's in there. Everyone's allowed to see everything. I don't know what you're talking about. At that point, I think the Republicans were like, okay, we need to back off.
I mean, do you know when I realised that even his own camp were not taking what he was saying seriously?
Yeah.
When Fox News were like, and the unsubstantiated claims, they were just like,
it got to something.
Distance ourselves a little bit. When Fox News are not
playing ball
with your right wing nonsense, because they are like the feathers on that wing.
Well, historians basically became redundant when the internet was invented. Well, I mean, I don't.
There's a whole wider debate with that, because you could argue
like how you view history,
yeah, and how you view events and fact. It's been totally
being a
skewed
historian
by the internet.
Is the ability to kind of like objectively look at things and report on things, whereas the internet is just like a fucking melting pot of cuntitude. But at any rate, a lady was shot today in the Capitol building. I have a fair amount of firearm experience and 99% sure it was a negligent discharge from our own people. Fuck me. This was an IED or whatever like that
on bomb, basically.
Oh, Jesus. He calls upon people to go and like hit the Capitol, and they fucking do. It is. You wouldn't have thought. I thought that the height of this would be him going, "I'm not going to go."
Yeah,
I won
thought
this.
they would be like,
I thought
"You've got to drag me kicking and screaming out of this building."
But the writers of this went, "No, we've got a twist."
Of COVID season 2.
Of COVID season 2, went,
like, man,
we've got to.
We really like this character. He's not getting enough attention. What can he do?
How about? Okay, I'm just spitballing here.
Mr. Trump, some gasoline.
we get him to call upon his guys
on the fire.
Get them to go to the Capitol building. Unbelievable.
But yes, that's the end of the politics.
Yes.
We're not doing that.
It is pretty nap, though. Oh my god.
It is definitely a nap. The hap that we missed from Little Cute Girl 86, before I miss it again,
yes,
was, and there's a lot of hap from this actually, that she had the COVID vaccine.
Yes!
And she's not a zombie.
She's not a zombie. And
the other hap that came from that is it gave Future Wolfington the opportunity to ask how her 5G reception was doing. Which is why we cannot trust the history on the internet.
Oh my god.
Because if history is written by the internet, then we all turned into 5G antennas the moment that we got our COVID vaccines.
That
thanks
is
Internet.
it. Yeah. They're in control of you now.
When Black Lives Matters protested in Washington, they had National Guard lining the steps, and today they won't deploy them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you got that in late, but I'll throw it in.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So we've had.
Shall we?
Yes.
Change the tone a little bit.
Yes, please.
And shall we throw things in the sea? Because we're already.
I want to throw something. I don't actually have very much, but I'll tell you. Then you get to know
can
what
tell
you'll
me
get.
what I'm
Yeah.
throwing,
You can
I'm
have
quite
fun with
intrigued to know.
Yeah.
And we don't have a sting yet because
we haven't made
we
one.
haven't made one. That's usually how this thing works. And so we'll play this instead.
And this is where we'd play a sting. If we had one!
Well, I've got COVID. Apparently, I'm a sheep. I don't think that's what makes you a sheep. Necessarily. I think you just got COVID. Unfortunately,
Apparently, you're a sheep. Oh, I'm sure the internet is telling him that he can't possibly have COVID because it doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't.
So
I
he's
see.
just a sheep conforming to
what people
to
think.
Society's telling people that this is a pandemic.
Yeah. Well, that's all nonsense.
Off.
So
Yeah.
we just hope you feel better. Carmen Ryder was.
So sorry for bringing up. No, not at all. This is the show to do that kind of thing.
Calling marker. We were going to talk about this anyway.
Yeah.
I was talking to Nova Charter about this last night.
You merely gave us the in to
We
rant
were
about it for a
always
bit,
going to
so
talk about the biggest fucking news.
No apologies required or wanted.
No, you don't have to apologise at all.
Ooh, Future Wolfington.
I want to throw Alex's stupid book in the sea. Fucking come and get it then, you prick. You come right here, you can throw it in the sea. There's a sea right over there, and you'll be going in after it.
Yeah, we are conveniently placed to
We
throw
are really
things
close.
in the sea.
We should film ourselves by
Actually
this
throwing something in the sea.
the sea.
Your copy of Until Dawn is going in the sea. It is literally going in the sea.
Do you know what I had an idea for the
And
thing?
then I'll get arrested for littering.
What I had an idea was to the tune of like and there's just like a cartoon not drawbridge but walk the plank, and there's just like a physical like a copy with legs of Until Dawn just kind of walking jumping off into the sea, and that's how
Okay, I'm off to the sea.
and then a big sploosh, and then the sploosh turns into like get into this. I'm just writing it anyway.
Can you get it from sheep? Well, I mean, there was a point in which whales had a firm grip on the virus, and now they are just as bad as us. So I suggest maybe you can get COVID from sheep.
That would be bad. Damn, calm down. No. It's all a work, mate. Drink some beer with me. I will. I would. I did. I'm not at the moment. I'm on the Pepsi Max. But if we were here together drinking, I'm up for that. That's cool, man. Where are you from, Calling Marker? Let us know. Calling Marker 78. Presumably, you're 2 years younger than me, I presume. At any rate.
Either that or he's the 78th of his lineage.
Yes.
Before
your
him
father
came 77 other Calling Markers.
Calling Marker 77, senior. Ohio. Right. Maybe in Cleveland.
And what part of the United States is that, Alex?
What part of... Where in the United States?
Where geographically in the United States is Ohio?
It's somewhere in the middle America.
Oh, there you go. Middle-ish.
Get right to the heart of matters. So...
Tried to fuck him up then.
The heart that matters more.
I'll try harder next time.
Please.
Okay, please. Cut the suspense. What am I throwing in the sea?
Uber Eats.
Fucking yes! I'm not throwing them in the sea, actually.
It was probably
Because
just nap.
They came through in the end.
They did.
They came
Mud
through
Main.
in the end. Because of Mudmain. My main man, Mudmain. Those that have watched this show before may remember the experience of me ordering Burger King from Just Eat while I was producing cocktails and bullshit for Alex and Captain Brilliant. But
Way younger than... I'll get to you in a moment. I'll get to you in a minute.
So obviously I don't use Just Eat anymore, and Uber Eats sent me a voucher for, hey, if you order over £15 worth of stuff, then you get £15 off. I'm like, hey, I could just order £16 worth of stuff and pay £1. This sounds amazing. But we didn't do that. We actually spent £60 on KFC. And got the 15.
It was amazing
pounds
because
off.
like we all got like a box meal on our own, and then Karis was like, "Should we get like 6 pieces of chicken? 6 pieces of chicken? Do you want 6 pieces?" I'm like,
Well,
"Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
Pound
yeah.
that on.
Started talking higher and higher. Yeah, I could do with that. 6 pieces.
So I've gone there. I'm sat there on my mobile, like I put my order in, give my phone to Alex, he puts his order in, goes around the room. So this is a phone full of KFC orders. And I go to press order now, and fucking nothing fucking
honestly,
happens.
and we all tried to press the button.
Like literally I was like, Alex, like
what am I doing?
what's wrong here? Why is this not doing the thing it is designed to do? Like, please just fucking help me. Give him the phone, and he's like, right, yes, let's check this.
And
No,
we
that
could not make it work.
You're right, Jeremy. That isn't working. Karis, would you like to try that? And it just went round until finally we're like, okay, so this app is fucked and doesn't work.
So that meant you had to get your laptop out and do the whole thing over again. Every single one of our specific orders into your laptop to do it all the way through, just to get this fucking £15.
And then we got the order in. They immediately told me the license plate of the guy that was going to bring our food and his name. His name was Mud Main.
Mud Main.
That forename was MD.
So maybe he was a doctor.
Mud.
MD Main.
Sure, it'd be Main MD.
Well, I mean, maybe there was a comma and
Has
it
he
was...
never watched House?
Well, Main MD. He also delivers food.
But what hap came from that was that for the next 15 minutes until our food came,
Forgotten about this.
I just relentlessly kept saying Mud Main and asking questions like, where the fuck is Mud Main? Why is my food here? Where's Mud Main with my food? Is that Mud Main at the door? I'm just going to look out the window for Mud Main.
And I was like, stop talking.
And there was a point where I was like, stop saying Mud Main! Stop saying Mud Main!
Stop saying Mud Main!
And it was helped by the fact that I'm looking out my window and some guy pulls up and just stops in the middle of the road, leaves his lights on. I'm like, oh, it's Mud Main here with the food. He's like, fuck it, stop saying Mud Main. I'm like, maybe it isn't Mud Main. Nobody's getting out of the car. Nothing's happening. Mud! 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 Right here! Bring the food, Mud! Mud!
Oh, man. That food was great when it eventually arrived, but yeah.
Yeah, I inhaled that food
Uber
immediately.
Eats, man.
But yeah, Mud Main, my main man, brought me my KFC with £15 off.
£15, that's £5 less than an empty book, says Tamsinaki. And
but that was money they gave me.
That's true.
That's like being given a quarter of an empty book.
The food did was really quite quick. Once
it
it
wasn't
started
quick
going,
enough compared to the amounts of times I said Mud Main, but it was pretty quick.
No. I thought if you said because you were standing there, and I presumed if you say Mud Main 5 times while looking into a mirror, he would appear behind you with our KFC.
Which would have been useful, other than the fact that, COVID, he probably wouldn't have been able to.
I reckon you could probably get away with saying Candyman 5 times because he just social distancing, you'll be fine. I like how Colin Marker earlier said, when I was talking about how old he was like, much older, I'm much younger than you. I don't know, what does that mean? You're like 34 instead of it's only a couple of years below me.
It's a good age to be.
It's a great age.
I was asked how old I was, or how old I was going to be on my next birthday again today as part of a security question. And I'm like, oh man, this is a security question. I don't know that answer. I don't know how old I am. I'm like, all right, hang on, when was I born? This? And they're like, you have passed security. Yes!
Good in!
I know how old I am!
What does Wales money look like?
The same as England money, but not the same as Scotland money. This has been a Jez Money Fact moment.
The more you know.
Okay, so that's what I have.
Are you putting Uber Eats in the sea?
I'm putting the Uber Eats mobile app in the sea.
Oh, yeah.
Website, fine. Mudmain, fine. KFC, fine.
Well, that means I don't actually have anything to put in the sea, but I tell you what, of apps that I want to put in the sea while we're at it.
We're at it.
What? Oh, man. This has really picked up since the start of everything about this. I hate both the iPlayer app, which is the BBC app, and I hate the Now TV app. I don't have Now TV anymore, but each of them, when you press the buttons, when you use Netflix and it just clicks along every time you press it, it goes click, 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 click. And when you're scrubbing and buffering through things, like I want to get to the place I was at before, if you need to, perfect. But iPlayer.
Bye, Colin Marco. We don't hate you. Thank you for coming.
I have to go. Please don't be mad at me for leaving.
Please come again.
I'm somewhere between 19 through 26. Well, I hope you work out when that is.
Yeah.
I don't know how much drugs you've been taking if you're not sure.
Yeah.
In that
I mean, I don't know how old I am, but
I can pin it
I'm
down
definitely in a
closer
closer
than that.
ballpark than that.
Please come back. We won't be mad at you.
But now that you
All
mention
four- all
it, there
four is
are,
the worst.
There are some apps, like especially the television apps, that are terrible. And it varies depending on what platform you're trying to do it on as well. Like whether you're doing it on your phone or on on like whatever it's called, Fire TV, or just random apps on TVs. It is.
I am 26 Bum-Ass. Is that the road? Is you giving me your address? I live on the corner of Bum-Ass and Maine.
Bum-Ass and Mudmain.
Lexington. You're on fire tonight. Lexington and Bum-Ass. I'll see you down there. What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah. By the way, the iPlayer app. I was watching Strictly, and I was like, "Oh,
there's your problem.
Shut up!
You cannot watch what is already in the sea.
The
problem was your iPlayer was so fucking damp from trying to watch something in the sea."
You mean Dumas? Alexander Dumas, i.e. the writer of the Three Musketeers.
Amy Dumas.
An excellent...
A.K.A. Lita from WWE.
Are you related to either the writer of the Three Musketeers or Lita? Because I would have led with that. I would have started with that. Maybe you could ask her why she doesn't wear pants above her jeans anymore, because that was always a look for attitude.
But he called you a dumbass, so he fits right in here.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm glad you're working. I didn't even get mad with you. You fucking son of a bitch. You better run! He will never see him again now. So he'll be like, what's going on?
Alright, had some drugs, I'm back. And if that doesn't encapsulate where we are in this world right now, nothing does.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was a Strictly Come Dancing's fault, but like every time I come back, it just goes. It's like I press the buttons on my controller, and it sends a message to my mum to press the buttons on the controller. You know, that's how accurate it is. And I'm like, whoa, no, that's too much. Oh, no, that's too far forward. Oh, no, that's too far back. And I'm like, oh my God. That's what iPlayer is for me. And it's the same with Now TV. I'm like, I just want to watch Westworld. Right. And I'm like, oh, you fucking guys.
Oh, see, it doesn't do that for me.
It definitely does that.
iPlayer app.
I am back. I have been lurking. Calling marker is like you were never away. Pleased to have you.
One thing I do appreciate on the iPlayer app on Fire TV is that it's got profiles, and you can select a kid's profile, and then it will only show you like the iPlayer Kids section.
Oh, okay.
Which is really useful for Hannah. But then what sucks about that is that the autoplay doesn't work. So it gets to the end of the episode, and it just says, "This is the next episode," and then nothing. There's no option to click it or go play or anything like that. It's just, hey, here's what you could be watching if I worked. But I don't, so fuck you.
It would strike me as odd that the very first thing I want one of these kind of TV interfaces to do, the first thing to work is to move the selector box. Like, what do you do? Well, we provide people films and TV to watch, and they pay a subscription fee. It's like, and what happens? Well, they pick the one they want. And they're like, okay, and how do they do that? When they move left and right. Like, if that's not the first fucking thing you get right, then fuck off, man. Because if you can't work out how to that's what you wanted. You worked harder on getting shit programs and films to watch than you did on making the thing that selects them.
Speaking of which, Karis says, the Fire Stick doesn't like Twitch. Yeah, it doesn't. It really the Twitch app on Fire Stick does not work, which is super fucking ironic because Twitch is owned by the same people as the Fire Stick. It's all Amazon. So the app for the thing that they do doesn't fucking work, but it works perfectly on like Google, who have got YouTube and probably don't want you to be on Twitch. They'd rather you were on YouTube.
Makes
no sense.
Need an LCARS interface. See, I don't know what that is.
That's the boop 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 computer interface on Star Trek.
Is it? But see, think about
the cool buttonsy thing. The thing that looks like my
your Lorraine
make the
do you know
stuff
what
happen.
What I can't help thinking about on Star Trek is that like the future that we're in now, and the future we've been in for a while, we've had some touchscreen technology for quite some time. But even our touchscreen technology, I love it. Please use it, man. You're redeeming your points today. The touchscreen technology is a bit dicey here, but in the future, the number of times it actually comes down to the wire in something like Star Trek, and there's so many buttons.
Yeah, and they're just like boop, boop,
They go
boop,
beep, 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 and it works, and you're like, bullshit, man. That ships would be destroyed. Because,
like it would just be so great one day if they were like, red alert, all hands to battle stations, like fire torpedoes at this guy, and it's like boop, boop, boop.
but I'm pressing it.
Fuck, what does this error message mean? Oh fuck, my console's crashed. Fuck,
Reset
just fire the fucking things.
Cut to exterior. Oh my god!
See, if Lower Decks did that,
that would actually be good. That would be good.
That's what Lower Decks should exist for. That kind of stuff.
The thing we missed
Not
just there.
anti-Star Trek nonsense.
Duncan the Singer. What would we do if the lost city of Atlantis displeased us in some way? Yeah,
I guess we would.
We'd bring that shit onto land.
I tell you what I would do. I would bring that shit onto land, and then promptly throw it back in the sea.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would tease it with being. I don't know. You get my idea.
Fuck the fire stick, says a highlighted calling marker.
I
Fire stick stuff.
I like the Fire Stick apart from the Twitch app.
I've never had a fire stick.
I got one for Christmas.
Oh yes, you did.
It's beautiful. That's Hap. And Amazon Alexa is much better than Google, i.e. it listens and doesn't just generally start talking at you for no reason.
Oh, there's Novachat. What the fuck? Is my hand wet? Doesn't recognise this press. When you're looking at that stuff, I do feel like there's a bit in one of the episodes of Voyager the other day I watched that where both doctors are trying to work out how to do the thing, and it is just a load of like, how do you? That interface doesn't look intuitive at all. None of the Star Trek stuff looks super intuitive, and sometimes they go like the other day, in order to ring the doorbell on Harry Kim's door, Janeway went beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, mate, it wouldn't be that. It would be bing bong. There's no way you can make me believe that there's like
was that just to ring the bell, or was that to just open his door?
No, because then Tuvok says, please open door. Authorization Tuvok, open door now, and fucking did it. So she goes, bleep, bleep, bleep. There's so many times there's like, display this for me. And they go, bleep, bleep, bleep. And the actors have been told, fucking pressing buttons. Just fucking pressing buttons. I love it. So much is going on in this chat, I've lost track of it. But anyway, I guess I want to say, just stick those fucking shit, worthless apps that you did not fucking spend any time on in the fucking sea. And the sooner we just tell the computer... I mean, the Netflix app is perfect. That's probably why I have that on Amazon.
The Netflix app is pretty good, yeah. The Amazon one's a bit clunky.
Yeah, it can be.
That does my head in a little bit.
One of those places.
But mainly because they're trying to sell you shit rather than just give you the free stuff that you subscribe to. That's what pisses me off about the Amazon thing.
Yeah.
I love Amazon, but their Fire Stick sucks. I disagree.
He's got one. He likes it. Maybe you got a bad one. Calling marker. You should have told about this in the Naps. So Naps, the Fire Stick.
It's the only plug into your TV thing I've found that is really easy.
It's like a Chromecast.
It's like a Chromecast, but I can like run a VPN on it at the same time, which is super useful.
Tamzanaki's proud at resisting a pun. You can't pun. Like, do you know what? You
See how I resisted typing places?
It's like, I wonder what it's like to be Tamzanaki, just chilling out, eating Greek things, reading philosophy, and then having a team of writers following her about, coming up with puns. She's like, guys, have a break, right? All right, we've got enough puns now. We don't need any more.
Take a break. These guys are on it. That's why I watch this show.
We got it. Okay, so we put some stuff in the sea. What do you want to do?
I don't care, really. And to be clear, we don't have to worry about any timing schedules or anything.
Oh, okay,
anymore
yeah,
because,
that's true.
Well, we do a little bit. Like, we can't go beyond midnight because that's when Rooster is on.
Okay, sure.
I think we might be done by then. So you can choose a way. Where would you like to go?
Do you want a Haters Gonna Hate? I feel like I haven't Haters Hate for a while.
We haven't Haters Gonna Hate for a while. I'm just going to tee up the chat ready so they can be thinking about it.
I'm going to get some Pepsi.
While we get going. Good call. We're about to do Haters Gonna Hate, which means that you are going to give us topics that we are going to hate on. Doesn't matter what it is. We could love the shit out of it. We have to hate on it. So think of things that we might like and make us hate on it in the segment that we like to call Haters Gone Hate.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
We love to hate shit. As long as we get
Fixed.
some Am I the Arsehole, I will be happy. Let me reassure you.
That is a staple of this show.
Yeah,
there
there'll
will
be a
never be a
fucking riot.
show where there is not Am I the Arsehole. Android phones. He's directed that at me.
Is he? Right, yeah, I mean, I could, but I feel like you should.
Yes. Okay. Don't get me started on Android phones, because they are so close to being sentient that they are so fucking inconvenient. The Android phones are what is going to rise up and take over the world, because unlike iPhones, where you want to do something and it just generally clunks around and you can't do anything, Android phones are actually intuitive. And you can't trust things that are intuitive, because one day they will rise up. We're talking Skynet level bullshit, man. Like, who wants a device that actually does what you want it to and doesn't have fucking proprietary software on it that means that you can't run anything unless it's been designed by the creators of said product that they can put a price tag on and sell? Nobody fucking wants that. Okay, so that's why you shouldn't buy an Android phone, and you should take out a mortgage and buy an iPhone instead. And then you need to default on that mortgage, take out another mortgage, or however that works. I'm not really sure. And and then you might be able to afford one or two apps in the App Store.
I think that was I think that might be a
Did I cheat a little bit
back. I think that might be a backhanded.
Did I cheat a little bit there?
Well, that backfired. Well, I have to go. Please don't be mad at me for leaving. We won't be mad at you, but you're not going to go because now you're addicted and you're going to stay.
Yeah, you'll be back in a minute.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
You'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Incidentally, calling Marker 78. I think it's going to be quite hard for us to hate on Amazon, because Amazon has a lot to hate on, because we just sit here going, do you remember when they don't pay any taxes and their working conditions are total shit and their people throw their shit into a hedge? Fuck Amazon! So, I mean, it's going to be a hard one to kind of do, but at any rate, I want Alex to hate on wine. Do you know, I think I have hated on wine.
You have hated on wine, yeah. Quite early on. But,
yeah, the précis of hating on wine, if you want to hear it again, though, is that basically all wine fucking tastes the same. Don't pretend for a fucking second that it tastes different. Every time I smell something, every time I've watched Owen do it, every time I watch Duncan smell it, no one can tell the difference. And they're saying, it's a bit fruity. It's all fucking fruity. It's all plums and blackcurrant. Don't give me any of this bullshit. Wine always tastes the same. Put it into a fucking decanter. That's wine. Tastes like wine, looks like wine. And sometimes that wine looks a bit more of a brick red if it's old. Oh, surprise, surprise. Old wine costs fucking hundreds of pounds. Nobody has that. So basically, everyone always drinks the same fucking wine. Pretentiously like a wine prick. Pretending they know what they're fucking talking about. Fuck that shit. That's why wine is bullshit. What would be nice if somebody just went, don't worry about it. I'm just going to drink it to get drunk. Super quickly. Which it will do. CF New Year's Eve.
Reese said, I believe Alex hated on wine the other night on Captain Brilliance. No.
Wine?
The wine hated on Alex the other night.
That is true. I did actually quite like Alex hate on the queue. I think I did.
You didn't.
Did I not?
No. I might have made you hate on John Delancey.
I can. Oh, no. I think you...
I hated on the queue, naturally, because I don't like them.
Yeah.
But you like them.
I do.
Have you had many Q episodes in Voyager yet?
Yes.
And go.
So, fucking the Q are in Star Trek have the appearance of being something, like when you think something's going to be wonderful, that you've bought like a wonderful meal and it turns out to be a lot shitter than you expected it was going to be, and you've made the wrong choice. When Q first turns up, and he turns up in Encounter at Farpoint, it sets the entire tone for TNG, which knows you're going to bookend this thing. And the bad thing about that means that Q was always going to be a feature of TNG all the way through.
That is a problem. And
suddenly they realised this was a moneymaker because everyone inexplicably loves Q. He's played by the lovable and excellent John Delancey, but if even John Delancey can't fucking save Q from his own fucking arrogance, it quickly fucking wears thin how fucking up his own arse Q is. And to frankly drop in a character concept that the Q Continuum are all-powerful, omnipotent, everything, breaks that fucking show. Because at any stage they want to fucking Deus Ex Machina this shit, they fucking got a Deus fucking waiting in the fucking wings. And every episode exploits it. And everything is the law of diminishing returns with Q. It started out fucking funny, then the next one wasn't quite so funny, then the third wasn't quite so funny, and by the time you get to Tapestry, where they're trying to make a lovely point about it, fuck that shit. Then you think, fine, that was very much the domain of Picard, effectively, and that was fine, because it works because he was the antagonist to... Thank you very much, Colin Marker, for...
I was more like, what the fuck is happening with this alert?
It was very much the antagonist to
this?
Picard. Then what happened, of course, was they went into DS9 where it should be gone and we should never see Q again, but they thought, no, there's money in this shit, and every episode since Star Trek Next Generation with Q in it has been total shit. CF, the ones in Voyager, where he turns up, they've locked a Q away in an asteroid. Who's writing this shit? None of it makes any sense. And then he turns up a bit later and says to Janeway that he loves her. The Q Continuum's destroying itself. Talk about running out of fucking ideas. Fuck the fucking Q. How was that?
That was pretty good.
Oh, fuck that shit, man.
It's made another account just to follow you. Thank you. Also, welcome to Lozimesto123. I'm sorry that the alert is fucked. I don't know how that sounded for you, whether it was just going because that's usually what it does anyway. But that was fucked.
One of the ones we saw earlier was from Keris, was hating on looting in video games. Hating on hating on Yennefer.
Oh, don't scroll. What am I doing? Sorry.
Hating on Yennefer. I hated on Yennefer. I know we still don't know what's happening with fucking Yennefer.
I mean, I wasn't there, but I get the impression he can't hate on something that he hasn't met yet.
I haven't met you yet.
Lozimesto, hey, welcome. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started.
Glad to have you here.
I get the impression that you have come via Duncan and Tamzanaki, because they're like, Lozzie! As if they know you. I don't know,
went bling.
weird,
I'm glad it went bling.
which is equally...
Yes, Lozzie, thank you very much for coming along to Don't Get Me Started. If you've never been here before, and I suspect that you have not, it's a very ranty, podcasty thing where we hate on everything, but in an amusing way. And we swear an awful lot, so I hope you're down with that. And I just hated on the Q Continuum, and boy, was it really fucking easy to do. Really easy to do. You know, there's a lot of fun episodes in Star Trek. This got a bit Don't Get Me Star Trek as well, didn't it? A lot of fun episodes which are fun, but then it gets quite tired. That's the problem with that. They knew they were onto a thing with Q. They couldn't fucking resist keeping it going.
Yeah, I tell you what, speaking of Don't Get Me Star Trek, I think next week on this show we will have a Don't Get Me Star Trek, and we'll talk for a little bit about season 3 of Discovery as a whole.
Oh, yeah, because by that point...
the last episode on Friday or Thursday.
So next week we'll do Don't Get Me Star Trek.
On not for the whole show.
No, we'll just rant about Star Trek.
That segment is coming.
It's happening. Because I've got shit I want to say about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have got stuff I want to say.
Strap in.
Do you want to do another one each?
I think another one each could work. We'll let it up to the chat. If you can suggest some things, I can't scroll. So if you said things that I missed, type it again.
I don't know if I can rant on. We had Amazon and we had something else, but I think we cleared them ones off. Actually, in fairness, I did a bit of wine in there. I think I've done quite a lot. But I mean, looting, because
that's definitely to you. That's not to me.
I mean, here's the thing. It's hard to do it because especially in The Witcher. Do you know what? What is strange about fucking looting in games? In The Witcher, you can just steal things from under people's noses and you're right in front of them. Anybody else would notice. What the fuck? Could you not have written something that the moment I pick it up, they go, "Oi, that's not yours," and then they lock you up? Of course, I just stood there in front of these poor peasants, literally ripping their house from fucking under them. Every single... They came back later, there was just these fucking foundations and bits of fucking stick. That was all that was left. I walked around. And don't get me started on the fact that once you've looted everything, there's no way you'll be able to carry it all in your pockets. But somehow I'm going around with like a dozen herbs in my pockets and a couple of fucking roosters and fucking everything else I found. Looting is unbelievable.
Inventories are worse.
Inventory is the worst. In World of Warcraft, when you loot things, the shit you find, right? I killed a wolf, right, once, and I found a shield in the wolf. So a wolf is what, this big? Right, and it's an animal, like a dog size thing, right? And I found a shield that's this big. So how the fuck did the shield Did he swallow a shield?
Sounds like a kinky Friday night.
I know, it's like, let's put that fucking shield right in that fucking wolf. And this wolf's just like limping around. And I'm just like, well, that's a wolf I need to kill. Stab. Shield. Thanks very much. That's going on A8.
Is he finding this here?
So, also, oh fuck, there's some money in here. Every wolf I kill has fucking money in it. Who's going around feeding coins to wolves? And not just wolves, fucking everything. Unbelievable. Tamsanaki.
Oh, there you go. Tamsanaki is gifting 3 tier 1 subs to the community. And the recipients are...
One of them's me.
Karis, this prick,
This motherfucker.
and Future Wolfington.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Think about that. That's almost enough subs to buy you one of these amazing legend planners. But instead you decided to do some good with it.
Yeah, instead you did something not bullshit. Congratulations.
Do you not think you're going to buy one of these?
Oh, you legend planner. Was that question, do I think I'm going to do one of those?
So I think you're going to buy one. Do you think... I think you could...
What do you think, chat? Am I going to get a legend planner?
I'm going to buy you one. I'm going to buy you a decanter. You can drink your rum whilst filling in your progress. How do I feel about my progress this month? You could write, how you feel, and little coloured things.
Do you know, I've kind of got an outlet for how I'm doing at things already. It's almost like I talk to people.
You can't
on a
just
regular
remember
basis.
things.
No, I can't just.
You've got to write things down.
That's the only accurate thing you've said.
Chat
in this,
says no.
in this
Get a
whole
decanter
thing.
instead.
I've got a decanter, various receptacles around my house
Bottles.
that I'm not using for storing liquid currently, like vases or potties or
Captain
a jug.
Brilliant.
Well, it's about time you showed up.
Where have you been, prick? He's like, oh, I'm off again. See you later. Go fuck yourself.
And again, we've let the chat scroll, and any other suggestion has gone. But there was one that I could have done, but I've forgotten it because, again, I've got no short-term memory. I really don't.
I've hated in various measures on Q, wine, looting, and a bit of Amazon in there. But Amazon just hates on
I
itself.
just got home from work, cunts. Right. Fine. If you think that's an excuse.
No, there's no comma there. He's talking about his work cunts. He's just like, I just got home from work cunts. I'm like, sorry to hear
Lorry
about
drag racing. Don't fucking get me started on lorry drag racing, because the moment that you put your foot down on the fucking throttle, all of a sudden some prick pulls out in front of you and you don't win the race because you have to fucking go around this guy, and rather than do something useful or intuitive like, reverse or keep going so they're out of the way, no, I just fucking stops dead in the middle of the road. So your opponent just fucking whizzes round and off into the sunset that guy goes and wins. But no, I'm fucking stuck there not being able to win because there's a fucking truck in the way. So what do? I wait for the guy to get the fuck out of my way, find my drag race opponent, and fucking rear end them.
It sounds like a fun time playing American Truck Simulator with
also,
Reese.
that wasn't me. That was Reese. I was the person that got away and fucking bolted.
Oh, really? That was nice. I quite enjoyed the way you did that. It made me think that it was Reese that did that. I was that arsehole.
Am I the asshole?
Never change.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Lozzie, where have you been, prick? I'm going to say that to my mum and dad when we can finally meet again. You definitely should. By the way, I could never get away with that. With my parents, if I said that, they just like... My dad would have
If
a heart
anything,
attack.
they need to ask me that rather than the other way around. Where have you been, prick? We need to race now. We do. You beat Reese. I beat Reese.
We all.
No, let's just call it a day.
Reese.
Everyone beat Reese. That's the measuring stick here.
They would disown you. They would disown me. Presuming that's me. Yeah, it makes perfect sense that it should be. If I said to my dad, I get filled in. It's like, where have you been, prick? Wallop.
I dispute you beat me. I was blocked. Well, you could have used the same gap that I used. Nothing was stopping you. You had a horn.
History is written by the victors, as Duff told us already.
This guy.
There's no historians anymore.
Do you want another one?
Do I want another one? Not particular. I feel I've hated quite well, actually.
You have hated quite well. I feel like we've both.
I feel like
we've both hated quite well, haven't we?
I feel they are sated with my hate.
Shall we then move on to the segment that is in demand on this podcast.
It is.
If you weren't sold by this podcast already, which, fuck you.
Yeah, what's going on?
Then you will be sold as we move into the segment we like to call Am I the Asshole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Okay.
Goldfish for little cute. I remember that right at the start, she goldfish. Hate on goldfish?
I mean, fuck goldfish.
I mean,
die after like 10 minutes, right?
Goldfish, a little too slow. Yeah, so, well, I mean, I can say before we get into this wall of text that we're going to say is that, honestly, goldfish are the fucking worst. They are literally the worst fish. They're pointless fish. They don't last very long. They're easily killable. They're pretty simple. They may largely used for feeding other fish like piranhas. Who want win them at a circus? Fucking hell. Get a better prize, mate. There's nothing good about goldfish.
Yeah, win a liability.
Yeah.
Can't cuddle it. You can, but only once.
Yeah.
No, I love this fish. Oh, fuck.
It's just the lamest pet.
Unless you were talking about goldfish, like cookies or biscuits.
Biscuits.
In which case,
goldfish crackers,
they're still shit. Buy mini cheddars.
Yeah. There's nothing about goldfish. Ooh, goldfish. There you go. You got an extra. You got an extra.
Never forget the name of goldfish. That's a very niche reference that only 2 people in this chat will get.
Goldfish, that lesser-known Bond film, is pretty shit. Really bad.
He's the fish.
The fish with the
You
Midas
like to cuddle,
fins.
but you cannot cuddle.
Goldfish. Imagine they get to the end of Goldfish and like Bond, the chair spins round. And Bond's like, goldfish. I've got you now, and he spins round and it's just a goldfish.
I'll get you one day, goldfish. Allow me to get some better gloves. Right.
I got him. Hook, line, and sinker. Anyway.
I got the reference, Jez. Yeah, you were one of the 2 people.
Was I the other one?
Yes. Right, am I the arsehole? Not me.
This
This
people
guy
involved.
on Alex's piece of paper.
Excuse me while I stand up and adjust myself. Right. And it says Uber Eats. Those fucking pricks. Right. Prepare yourself. Bond is slowly lowered into a tank of goldfish. No. Oh man.
For those joining us for the first time, you must determine whether this person is the arsehole. Is this person an asshole?
Are this the arsehole?
Are this the arsehole?
Yes, it's the writer that's wrong. You've got it there on the screen if you want to read it, but I'm going to read it for you. Verbatim, kind of. I, 30M, live in a nice little neighbourhood. Everyone knows everybody. We all have our own space, and many have flower gardens. I have a greenhouse in my backyard that is visible from the street and behind a 4-foot picket fence. Am I reading the right one?
Yeah, I just feel like I've cut some off or something.
What have you done?
I could live in a nice little...
No, because that says 30M is the... It just looks like it's the correct one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it says 30M. I thought it said could.
Yes.
Sorry, as you were.
That's okay. I have a greenhouse. You have a greenhouse in my backyard that is visible from the street and behind a 4-foot picket fence. We got a new neighbour. Haven't had the chance to meet them until today. I have a camera in my yard that notified me of movement near the greenhouse. Fucking hell. So I went and checked, and that's when I found a lady. And that's when I found a lady and young teen picking tomatoes and peppers in my greenhouse. I raised my voice and asked what on earth they were doing. And the woman says, it's fine. She's friends with the owner. Ho-ho! Ho-ho! I can't wait to see what happens next.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time. Thanks very much for joining us. Anyway, I asked if she wants to run that by me again. Because I'm the owner. And I don't know who the hell they are. When she realised she was caught... It's a brazen attempt, isn't it? When she realised she was caught, she tried to leave with a bag full of vegetables. I told her she isn't leaving with that food and she has 2 minutes to drop it. and leave, or I'm pressing charges. She starts crying that she's trying to feed her child and needs it, and that she can't afford this on her record. But she can't afford this on her record. But I didn't feel like rewarding a theft, and took the food from her and called the cops. She's telling everyone I'm an asshole and a toxic man. And though most are telling her she's in the wrong, her friends on Facebook are telling me I'm an asshole and should be ashamed. Am I the asshole? Edited for information. When she was offered the chance to leave without police involvement, she screamed at me and broke a pot that had some chives growing. I don't have her on Facebook, however my name is on my mailbox, and have since put my account to private. If she had asked first, by all means I would have given her a couple of peppers, tomatoes, even some squash. But she didn't. Oh my God.
I was going to say, not the chives.
Not the chives. By the way, right, regardless who's the arsehole, this is like the one of the most fun ones to read we've had. I don't know what you guys think about this. So the TLDR, if there is one, is that person owns a greenhouse full of vegetables, new neighbour steals stuff.
Yeah. This is just theft, flat out.
It is stealing.
It is absolutely theft.
The first thing she says is she's like, listen, I know the owner. Like, that's you think to yourself, the person coming over to tell me not to do this is almost certainly the owner.
Yeah.
But I'll run with this strategy, which is saying, I know the owner. Now, there's a chance that the person coming over is not the owner, in which case the response is, oh, okay, fine, fair enough. So that might work with all her other greenhouse thefts.
But the fact that this was in like the back garden, the back portion of the property, surely like it's not a passerby who's going to be like, oh, hey, look, there's somebody in someone's greenhouse. Allow me to intervene, and just walk straight through someone's house. Excuse me, can you get the fuck out of another person's greenhouse? Of course, it's his greenhouse.
He thought he could hear the Bee Gees singing. Turned out it was just a chive talking. By the way,
that was equal measures brilliant and terrible.
As I got to the chive bit, I thought, I wonder if we crowbar in the chive talking joke. Don't worry, Captain Brilliant will do that. I don't even know where to start really on this. At the end,
I'd be pissed off if I went to the effort to grow something and to then have it stolen. Fucking right. And welcome, Lady Sorrow.
Imagine if someone came round, went into your back garden and stole your shed. Just stole your shed. Or went into your shed and started taking stuff from your shed.
It's exactly the same.
It would be the
Imagine,
same.
like, buying 50 quid's worth of KFC, putting it on your table in the back garden, and some fuck just comes in and goes, ooh, a bit of chicken, let's have a bit of that, and some popcorn chicken, let's have a bit of that. It's theft, plain and simple.
She's definitely in the wrong, but this bloke's writing style makes me hate him too. Yeah, mine too. Random shouty person outside my flat that you guys can't hear, but we can.
Victimless crime. Not really. I mean, the guy's going to eat his own fucking vegetables.
Victimless crime. Like,
he's not stealing from a massive conglomerate that's been growing vegetables and, like, won't miss a couple of vegetables. Like, a greenhouse is not very big. And if he's spent effort... Like, there's a lot of different vegetables in this greenhouse.
Nah, she's a cunt.
She
burgled him. She did burgle. She's a burglar.
He's gone to the effort to... Because it's a greenhouse in someone's garden! That's how we fucking
How do we know? I need more info on him.
He's on Facebook. Go and find him.
He set his account to private now. Yeah,
fuck
so
you,
too late.
Fuck you, Wolfie. You're never going to know.
You're never
You're just going to have to listen to us.
You're going to have to take it. Everybody knows everybody. It says here at the beginning and at the top of your screens. We all have our own space, and many have flower gardens.
Look, listen.
It's behind a four.
I'm just going to say this.
Picket
right?
fence.
Either it's a small greenhouse and, he's crammed a bunch of different vegetables in there and she's stolen from a small greenhouse that is, like, clearly somebody's just personal growing thing. Or the dude's got a fucking huge greenhouse and it's his business and his livelihood. Like, and she should be paying for the fucking
There's no justification.
There is no the size of the greenhouse is fucking irrelevant.
The thing about this is that, like, someone grew some stuff and then someone came and nicked it, and then after she stole it, she was like, "Well, I mean, you're the arsehole,
Person A did
mate.
something. Person B stole it. Is that person a cunt? Yes! They are.
What I love is the justification. They said, like, all my friends are saying she's a thief and we all hate her, but her friends are agreeing with her. And I'm like, no fucking shit, man.
Yeah, let's see how, like, her side of the story has come round. People don't agree with me, apparently, because the view numbers have plummeted when I said that she's the asshole.
Tomato.
Again, you keep saying victimless crime. I don't think you know what that means.
You say that word a lot. I do not believe you mean it means what you think it means.
The victim
is
the man who grew the vegetables.
I like how it says, like, I would have given her a couple of peppers, tomatoes, even some squash. Push the boat out. Do you know what? Have a squash.
Yeah.
Have a squash. Growing veg is hard, and if you want to see how hard it is to grow veg, join me tomorrow at 7:30 when I'm playing Stardew Valley. Always be chatting. So, yeah. Well, do you know what? I think you generally become friends with people with similar values. They're all crims.
It's probably not even that. It's probably just the way that she's told the story. You know, like, I found some vegetables.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it always the biased version?
I was walking down the street and this guy had thrown out some vegetables.
He put a sign up saying,
shouted at me,
free veg,
abusive, because I tried to take the vegetables.
I'm with you 100%, Jez. Thieves are arseholes. Empty books are a waste of money.
Yes.
Do you know, Tamsinaki is definitely... She's
definitely Team Jez today.
Yes, she is.
Absolutely.
I'm so confused. I thought that was a solid in the kind of like swing to me, but she is absolutely... This book has changed her mind.
I feel that we're failing to discuss the sociological factors that led to this situation in the first place. The system is the arsehole.
Do you know what? Jean Valjean did 30 years for stealing a fucking loaf of bread. She should think herself fucking lucky. She's a...
Captain Brit. Nah, she's a thieving bitch. Fuck the system.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Okay.
Right, let's
bang, bang, gavel. She's the...
she's the asshole.
She's the asshole.
Let's push the button, see what it breaks.
Push the button.
Oh, I didn't.
That is a lot of text.
That is a lot of text.
Good luck reading that.
But don't worry, I will read it to you. And let me say, when I was selecting this one, I was sat there laughing on the other side of the room. And Nanake was like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, the ammo, the asshole. Because
not gonna lie.
I kind of hard relate with this a little bit.
Oh, I don't really know what's going on here, but because I don't know Nottingham as well as you do, Carmen. But I love it's like, not gonna lie, change the location to fucking St Anne's in Nottingham and Greenhouse to Weed House. No police, some would get shot. We should throw vegetables into the sea. Maybe next week, future.
I wonder if they'll float. The second instalment of today's Am I the Arsehole?
Do it.
I hired my daughter's best friend.
Good start.
She's a good kid and has a real interest in learning and working in my industry. My daughter's friend was unqualified, but I cleared it with the film's producers to have an assistant who was also a student. She's a hard worker and a fast learner and picked up her role well. She's going to have a successful career as a theatre/film technician. In spite of that hard work and quick learning, I had to fire her last night over her text messages to me. She is hired as a student. Her inexperience and therefore needs to ask questions is assumed. I expect text messages asking for more clear directions, instructions on a assigned task, clarification of the equipment, etc. I told her at the beginning of December, you are here to learn, not to already know. No matter where I am, you text me questions you have and I will come show you or reply with an explanation. All her messages have been appropriate questions for the tasks currently assigned. My hang-up has been how she begins her messages. All start with, Mr. last name, sorry to bother you, I know you're busy, I don't want to be a bother, sorry I need help again, etc. I have repeatedly text back she is not a bother, that I want her asking questions, that she does not need to be formal and so forth. No matter how many times I tell her to drop the formalities, she keeps using them in every message. I explained I am not her supervisor on set, and her questions are part of that role. So after 5 weeks of her not following my repeated request to believe in the validity of her right to ask questions, yesterday afternoon I switched to an ultimatum.
They're always good.
Quote, if your future messages open with any wording that implies you are an inconvenience, then I am going to assume you don't yet feel professionally ready to be working on a film and will let you go. 3 hours later, she sends the final message with, sorry. I reply back that she needed to go back to the trailer to get her stuff and leave. She was no longer my assistant on this film. Now, she is hurt. Her mom passively aggressively dragged me on Facebook. My daughter texted me letting me know how mad she is, and when I got home, had a sign on her bedroom door that said, "Don't knock, don't try to speak with me." So basically, everyone is mad at me. Now, the fired best friend will still be included in the credits, invited to the premiere as a crew member, and get a positive job reference on her ability to perform the assigned tasks. All she lost was these final 2 weeks of work. I have assured everyone that I will give her another chance on a future gig when I feel she is ready to ask questions without qualifiers. Listening to and adapting your work behaviour to the preferences of your supervisor is a real-world priority. So I think I did her future career a favour teaching her that lesson. Am I the arsehole?
This fucking guy. That's a great one.
Is this guy not me?
I don't think you'd be that pedantic. Do you think that might be you? Do you think that could be you?
I hard relate. It's like like I've told you to stop fucking doing that. Stop fucking doing that. Like I've told you to stop fucking doing that. Stop fucking doing that.
I mean, I can believe that you would do that, but I don't believe that anyone would fire someone over that. I would, if that were me, I'd just be like, okay, fine, that's her jam. Whatever you want to say.
I would fire them, but I would probably give her more benefit of the doubt than just sorry.
Well, I think does he say sorry? She said sorry.
She said the next thing she said after saying, "If you are polite like this again, I'm going to fucking fire you." She says sorry.
And he went, right, that's it.
Right, that's it. The fucking I told you.
That's like a bit like saying, if you say one more word, I'm going to fire you. And they go, okay.
And they go, word.
And they just go, sure, I understand. And they're like, that's what it was. It's like, fucking this guy. Let's see what the chat says here. Well, what? Hired
your daughter's best friend. Did you get this from the dark web? Like, the funny thing is, the way it started, you're like, oh my god, I can see where this is going. But actually, no, this was far more wholesome than anything that anybody in this chat could fucking think of.
She's annoying, so what? Deal with it. Don't fire her. I'm with you, future. I'm with you.
No, fire her.
It's a victimless crime, though, really, Jez. If anything.
I mean, when she, like, let me get it back again.
By deal with it,
like,
I mean get the fuck over it.
If the next day she was again with the, sorry to bother you, I know you're busy, you don't want to be bothered, all the shit that he was explicitly like, don't fucking say this. This is not the way to do this fucking thing. Then
I get the
fire
impression
her there,
there's something,
but not for just sorry. That's
if you can't.
He jumped the gun.
Yeah,
he jumped
too
the
much,
gun,
too much, and I think he knows that. But the other thing is, like,
I knew Karis would be with me because I think she deals with this in her own role.
I see that calling
Marker 78.
They say, "What's up, motherfuckers?"
It's like, they didn't fucking say it.
I was about to say it.
I'll just type it again.
I was just getting to it, but unfortunately,
thank you for doing that because we can't scroll.
Yeah, we can't scroll up. This bloke is crazy. It's for your own good. It's like, now, you need to know in the future, professional people are going to get pissed off with this. So I'm trying to let you know now. If you keep saying this sort of stuff over and over again, it's fine. I've told you it's fine. But if you do this to other people, sensible people, professional people are going to hate this shit. I'm just trying to help you. And it's like, don't be a dick, man. He fired her, and now she's gone out there without a job, stealing vegetables.
It's all come full circle.
Sunrise, sunset.
I need these vegetables. I just got fired by some crazy fucking dickhead who wouldn't let me say sorry.
He gets angry at her, making her want to apologise. It's like a negative feedback loop. Exactly right. He does. It's just like, right, I'm really angry with you. I'm really sorry. Fuck that shit.
It would be good if she felt confident enough to stop being apologetic, but she is a kid. Yeah, but also just stop saying words. You're typing them. There is a thought buffer between. It's not like it was to his face. It was in a message. There is a thought buffer going on of you typing this stuff. So the moment you type in, sorry to be. Oh fuck, I'm not allowed to say that. Wasting your time again. Sorry. Oh no, can't fucking say that. There's a thought buffer there.
Yeah, at work. If this was at work and you were in the office, a lot of the time when someone's new, a lot of times when I've been training people, or at least being the guy that gets asked questions, someone goes, "Listen, I don't mean to bother you, but can I just ask you how we do this again?" I'm like, sure, no problems. And I still would get quite a lot of, sorry to bother you, Alex, have you got a moment, and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people curve their language out like that at any age.
That is a very common turn of phrase.
Yeah, and yes. I think she's just using that in this. And you could say like, oh yeah, maybe, but she might have been brought up to say like listen, her parents may have even been like, you're in a serious job here, and this is a great golden opportunity. So just be polite and professional. And she's gone and done that. And like, I don't know. I think this guy's the fucking arsehole.
I think Carrie summed up my feeling on it. She may be underconfident, but there is also a point where you are not following repeated instructions.
Yes.
That's my thing here.
That's true.
Like,
and she probably
or
isn't.
not,
but
when somebody explicitly tells you something repeated times, adapt or fuck off.
the thing about this is, you're right. She is not following repeated instructions, but his reaction is incommensurate with her mistake, is what I would say. So, there you go.
And on that
note-
lexicon bombshell of
yeah.
incommensurate.
Incommensurate, yes.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Now,
Yes,
how
what
do-
Alex said. Thank you.
Now, how do you feel we're doing for time?
I'm happy to keep going.
Would you like...
To swing on a star.
I brought a book with me today.
Oh!
Let's just get back to the main. The chow mein. The mud mein.
I wish I...
Fuck!
Oh!
Spoiled it.
Oh, now he started.
Spoiled it.
Now he
I
started.
zigged when I should have zagged. I brought a
I
book
wish I had some
today
chow mein right now.
because it links quite nicely with Am I the Arsehole?
Yes.
I've read this story to my child several times. She actually quite
It's an
likes
empty
this.
book. You'll
It's
find
not
that.
empty. There's pictures and words and everything, and it only costs $5.99.
Yeah, but will it help set your goals for the year?
Yes, it will. You don't understand. Yes, it will.
Because otherwise I'm not... There are words in this one! Fuck you, Tamsinaki. I used to like you.
So I've read this book, Rooster Trouble, by
I love
no
you,
name
Tamsinaki.
on the
I'm
cover.
kidding.
Is this the literacy hour?
I've gone
Yes,
too far.
it is. Now that's a good book. Okay, so I've read this book to my child, and it's just one big "Am I the Arsehole?" So I am going to share it with you now. I'll try and shimmy in and show you the pictures as we go. So, who is the arsehole in this book? And are the events that take place in this book A, acceptable, B, acceptable in a fucking children's book? Here we go.
By the way, Rooster Trouble, setting us up at the start. There's going to be some trouble.
With a rooster.
With a rooster.
I mean, look at his face. It's not a happy fucking rooster, is it? It genuinely is. I love this book. Shut up, Chris. Right.
How many pages in this book, by the way? 'Cause,
I
mean, it's a children's book. It won't last that long.
less than your empty book.
See, I told you it was worth it.
It was early morning on the farm. Nothing moved at all. Then suddenly, a rooster hopped onto a wall. Has your empty book got rhyming? Just going to ask that question.
No, it does not.
No, it does not.
No,
Okay.
it does not.
He cocked his head and listened,
Cocked
but
his
heard
head,
no
nice.
bark, no grunt or moo. So the rooster puffed his chest and went, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Thank
Have
you.
you read this?
No, I have not. Just a shot in the
Oh.
dark.
Just a bit of illustration for you. You know,
Is it a rooster beast?
Is it a rooster beast? Well, you can be the judge of that as we progress through the story. Wake up! Wake up! That rooster said. There's lots to do. Get out of bed. The rooster bossed the hens around. He thought that he was king. I'm in charge now, he said, and you can't do a thing. There he is. There's the bossy rooster.
This must be what it's like to be your child.
It is. You know, sarcasm and all. I don't edit for my child. The rooster didn't like the pigs, happily grunting in their sty. Stop that awful din, he crowed as he went strutting by. He didn't like the friendly cows, gossiping and chewing. Be quiet, he squawked and flicked his tail. Stop that dreadful mooing. Shh, he said to the barring sheep and told the horse not to neigh. Silence, he said to the unhappy hens. No more clucking from you today. He's rude, barked the dog. He's noisy, hissed the cat. But the rooster kept on crowing. Crowing. And that was that.
I'm too high for this shit. I'm not high
Right,
enough.
in case the dialogue didn't make clear the unhappiness of the cat and the dog. Them some fucking pissed off cat and dog.
I think I've tuned into Duncan the Singer stream by accident.
And yes, this is how Jeremy tells bedtime stories to Hannah. It is, yeah. And she loves it, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I'm a fantastic parent. There wasn't a grunt, moo, bar or neigh. No cluck or even a bark. The animals never stirred or made a sound from daybreak until dark. That's better, crowed the rooster. I'm glad that you all see. The only sound on this farmyard should be the sound of me!
Is that the end?
No.
Oh.
The hen stopped laying. The cows gave no milk. The sheep's wool was a flop. The dog didn't wag his tail anymore. And the horse had lost his clop.
Nice.
The pigs wallowed. The cat curled up. Everyone was terribly stressed. Since that pushy rooster had arrived, the animals were simply depressed. Clippy, clippy, clip, clip. Who would you perceive to be the saddest looking animal on this 2-page spread?
Oh man, they're all pretty sad, but I think the duck looks pretty sad.
Oh, yeah, and there's extra bonus frog as well. There you go. Sad
They
duck.
are pretty
bonus
sad.
frog.
This is pretty depressing.
It is pretty fucking depressing. But wait, there is more.
There's more.
Then, one night, when the moon was full, the dog cried, "That's enough! We've got to get rid of that bad rooster. It's time that we got tough."
Nice.
Here comes the twist.
Yep.
"Don't worry," said the horse. "We won't give up. Our farm will be defended. Listen to me, I've got a plan. It's time King Rooster's reign was ended." Here is where I start to have a problem. Next day, at dawn, the rooster crowed as he went strutting by. He passed the pigs, who all went meow in their muddy sty. The rooster stopped. He waggled his wattle. Something wasn't right. How could pigs turn into cats mysteriously overnight? "I need to clear my head," he said, and went cock-a-doodle-doo. The hens and chickens opened their beaks, lined up, and went moo. The cows went baa. The sheep cluck-clucked as they roosted in the hay. "Woof!" went the cat. "Oink, oink!" went the horse. And the farm dog gave a neigh. The animals smiled as if nothing was wrong. "What's the matter, rooster?" they said. "Maybe you need a vacation. All that crowing's gone to your head." "Fucking right, Wolf! I'm telling you, man! Nailed it!" "Yeah," said the rooster. "I think you're right. I must be losing my touch. I'm hearing voices that aren't really there. Maybe things are getting too much." "You've been working too hard. You just need a rest. Take a vacation. It'll be for the best. Look at this fucking page. Look at this." So that rooster left the little farmyard. "Goodbye," said the animals. It wasn't hard. He never came back to crow cock-a-doodle-doo. And if anybody asked, they all said,
Cock-a-doodle who?
"Way!" He has read this before. And that was Rooster Trouble. And the subtitle, it must be really fucking small and you can't read, "How I Learned to Gaslight My Friend."
Oh my god. Like, he starts out as an arsehole because he's just crying around the place.
I mean,
But,
it's
like,
his job. It's literally
It's
his job.
He could be a nicer, normal person about it and say, like, he doesn't have to be like, "You have to shut up. I just have to do my job and wake you up." He doesn't shut up. He can stop after that. But, like, then they could just all turn around and say, "If you
And
keep
say,
this
"If
going,
you keep this up, we're going to
I'll fucking
punch you
end
in the face."
Because, like, one of them is a horse. You think a horse can't take a fucking rooster in a fight? There's no one there that can't take that rooster in a fight. All of them together. But they're like, "Do you know what? There's something even more vindictive we can do."
We'll gaslight him until he thinks he's
Psychological
fucking
warfare.
crazy
Fuck
and
me.
leaves.
He reads this to a kid?
The farmer comes out and is like, "Sure, I used to have a fucking rooster."
And they're like, "No, you didn't, mate."
No. Cock-a-doodle-who.
That was
So,
brilliant.
yeah.
Well read.
Thank you.
We all enjoyed that, didn't we?
You can tune in again for more story time with
That
Jez.
that is an arsehole book. Like, I don't. Did someone buy that as a present and you read it, or did you buy it, or what happened with that?
I bought in like a 3 for £5 deal at the works. I think.
Yeah, so sight unseen children's
Pretty much
books.
sight unseen. I went to the work, so just like, let's have a quick look at that. Rude. Yeah, that's fine. Just kind of flick through it.
But when you read it for the first time
When
to
I,
Hannah,
I didn't read it the first time. Keris did, and she was like, "Have you read Rooster Trouble yet?"
Rooster Trouble.
No, why? It's like, maybe go and read it to Hannah now. I'm like, "Didn't you just read it?" Yeah, it's fine.
She'll like it again.
She's at the time when I first got the book, it's like, she's like 1.5. She doesn't understand the plot. It's fine. It's just colours and pictures and words. Okay, cool. And then I read it and I was like, hold on, what? They're what? Yeah. I immediately went to Keris and like, so they gaslighted that rooster, right?
They gaslight the shit out of that rooster. I mean, is it intended to be a charming, like, they all say the wrong, they don't say the right animal noises, but like whoever wrote that knew what the fuck they were doing.
They did.
Don't want to be that person.
Psychological
is it written by? Who is it written by? Sorry,
the author is not. It's not on the front. They are sneaky in there. I don't want to get.
I don't want to. I don't know, because if it's a guy and he's married,
it's probably going to be in the front section, like in the next bit.
Okay, right. It doesn't actually published by. I think this is not printed and manufactured in China. Somebody in China has written this book. It doesn't actually tell you.
There is no. Like,
nobody
author.
wants to put. Nobody wants to put their fucking name to Gaslight Farm.
Lol, I love chicken licking. I love chicken licking. And I read Chicken Licking to Hannah for the first time the other day, and she just did not have a clue what had just happened. I even tried to make it explicit what has just happened. Do you know the story of Chicken Licking?
It's the one where the nut falls on her head and she thinks the universe...
The sky's falling
in.
And she gathers a whole group of people together on a quest to visit the king to warn him that the sky is falling down. And with this massive group of various animals, they happen upon a fox, and the fox just fucking eats them. And that's the end of the story. And I was like, so what did you think of that story, Hannah? She's like, yeah, it's a good story. Good story. I'm like, you're
just not discerning at all, are you?
What happened to Chicken Licking? Went to see the king. No, they didn't make it to the king. Do you know what happened? No. Okay, right. Let's go to bed then. Good night.
She's just edited it. She censored it in her head. She's like, and then they died. And she's like, nope.
No, not today.
This is good. This is good. Rooster Trouble.
Yeah. That's not the only bullshit story that I've read to my child.
Many more coming your way.
So if you enjoyed that, let us know in the chat. I can bring more stories. I can bring more.
So, I think we've done pretty well on all that we've done. Am I the Arsehole? And the bonus Am I the Arsehole? We've hated and we said what's happened that. a lesson for us all. Yes, this has been lovely.
Right. I'm not sure how we can really top the last 2 minutes of this conversation.
No,
but,
this has been amazing.
We've got to do it in traditional Don't Get Me Started fashion. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
First show of 2021. It was nonsense. It was glitchy.
Yes.
I got fucked off with everything. But people agreed with me. That's never happened before. So I'm going to ride high on that for a little while.
It's like a Treehouse of Horror episode. Everything will be back to normal next week, Jez.
Okay. So, to finish off, I would like you...
Yes.
Through the medium of Genesis,
yes,
or Peter Gabriel or Phil Collins, if you so prefer.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Crap, I didn't hear if you said a system. We did.
It said Sega Saturn Saturday Showdown.
Yeah. I would like you to set your first goal in your shitty planner through the medium of Genesis, or Peter Gabriel or Phil Collins.
Well, I'll tell you what, my first goal... You Can't Hurry Love.